The sound is... Oh, never mind. It's working now. I actually think they only can hear me. I'm a lone wolf.
And I am back and I am online. Alright, you guys can hear me now, correct?
It's fixed. We did it.
Alright. And we do have the overlay up and working too, I see that. So we got Chugum in here just waiting on Dabrian. We talked about those matchups a little bit earlier, Orange B, not on the stream, but Chugum, known for playing some Ada. You said he might also bust out the Nash. Dabrian going to be very hard to predict what he's going to play.
Yeah, both of these players play a multitude of characters. We might see Chugum go for Cassidy too. Like, it's just impossible to really tell. It's going to be interesting to see what they end up deciding to do.
Do we have a word on where Dabrian is? I don't know if we have another... Do we have another game ready to go? Kakidapi and Chugum all in here. Are any of these guys playing each other?
Nope, they're all having different matches.
Dabrian, I think, is finishing up another game right now. He should be ready shortly.
Yeah, he is in the new tournament right now. But yeah, that tournament just finished. He was in the grand finals, which is why it took so long. And Dabrian comes in first, with Zaloxery coming in second.
Oh, and we will
both
see
of those
guys
are players we're going to be seeing today.
I believe Zaloxery also won our last impromptu tournament just last Saturday that was US priority, beating out a couple of surprising people.
Yeah. Beating out Crocky.
Remorse,
I think Crocky was the only one
in that as well.
In my bracket.
Crocky was the only one from the bracket, though. LDZ was in it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, LDZ was actually the one who lost in the grand finals, although he did get a bracket reset before losing. So yeah, today is day one of a ongoing league that we're gonna see lots of high tier games. I'm actually really excited for a lot of them too. It's like watching the finals of a tournament, but 6 times every week.
Every match we have is going to be really good. I just got to turn you down a hair, Orange Bee. I'm getting that you're a little loud. So I think that should be better if you want to talk for me.
Hey, this is a test. I'm testing.
Sound exactly the same. I'm going to turn you down more. Alright, we should be all good.
Am I still too loud?
Ah, it sounds much better. So we do, at least while we're waiting, I see some of these top players talking in the Twitch chat. LDZ responding to some people. Always good to see that. Answering some questions. So you did say you heavily favor Dobrin in this matchup. Are you going to think a 2-0 is going to happen, or do you give Chugum the chance to take 2-1 at least?
I think 2-1's entirely possible.
Yeah, I do agree that Dobrin's the favorite, but I wouldn't count Chugum out. I think every set we see is going to just be so good. Everyone's going to be so close.
Yeah, for sure. Like I didn't say 90-10 or anything, you know. I said,
of course not. 60-40, I think you said.
Yeah.
I pretty much all these guys can beat each other. There's some that stand out, like Dobrin's one who stands out. EXO obviously stands out. But I mean, look at the names: Crocky, Doppy, Stevenators, Loxery, Twilight, Addy Mestic, Pickle Potatoes. Those guys can all beat each other. It's really hard to predict some of these games, and we could see, I think, just about anything happen.
I think the biggest problem is that Dobrin is just really good at rushing down, and if Chugum can't put up his if he can't put up his wall, if he can't space Dobrin, he's just gonna lose. Like it's not even gonna be close. It's just gonna be a sweep. So it really just comes down to how well Chugum spaces out Dobrin.
Someone is saying that it's pronounced Dobrin. Is that true? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, but I like to piss him off.
I do want to make sure I know how to say all these guys' names at least.
Alright.
Alright, Dobrin. There we go. That's going to be hard to change to saying.
You have to roll the R too.
And LDZ is talking a little bit in Twitch chat about the matchup too. Saying that Chugum's playstyle might give Dobrin a hard time.
I don't know. I think Dobrin's gonna have every tool that he needs to just completely tear down Chugum's playstyle. I just don't see it working out.
Yeah, Dobrin stands out as one of the best in the game, top 3 in EU without a doubt. So Chugum's definitely has a very hard matchup for him in Game 1.
Huh.
I'm not sure much longer we want to wait for Dobrain. He is in-game in Brawl right now. Is he finished with what he was playing in?
Yeah, you finished a while ago, really. Hasn't responded to my Discord messages.
So we do have all the announcements going out, and we should be getting a match underway here.
Let's see, what are the other matchups we have today? We've got EXO versus Ornimus. That should definitely go in EXO's favor, even on NA servers.
I mean, I would probably say EXO's the favorite to win this whole thing. Oh, we have Dobrain just joined.
Hey!
Chugum and Dobrain are in here, so we are ready to get this match underway.
I am very interested to see what these two end up picking. For characters, at least.
And Dobrain locking in the Barraza.
Yeah, I have to imagine Dobrain, after playing an entire tournament, feeling pretty warmed up, pretty confident in being able to win with whatever he picks.
I like that pick. That's not something we get to see a lot of in tournaments, or really in general.
For sure. I have to imagine Dobrain's feeling pretty confident that even if he doesn't perform well today, he has plenty of games afterwards. So now's the time to pull out the risky picks.
What do you think about the Barraza versus Ada or Barraza versus Nash? Like, who's Chugum's better pick there? I do think Ada. Chugum with random?
He does. He's a lot like Dobrain. He plays
Oh,
a
wow.
lot of characters.
That's a
So we're gonna end up
move.
with
We got Koji versus Barraza for game 1. And we are on small Thunder Guard.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
So Barraza's actually not a bad character by any means.
Absolutely not.
But
He's just unpopular.
really underplayed.
But Chugum finding the early weapon and a little bit of damage here onto Dobrain. Getting a nice gravity canceled neutral sig. The bomb's gonna get caught, even on NA servers. Dobrain's not afraid to try that. But Chugum finding all the damage right now.
Dob has a bit of room to make up now, but he has the axe now, and he's seeming to put in work.
Dob doing a great job of spacing
going
Chugum
on.
out now, but Chugum finds his footing again. And he's gonna have a juggle opportunity on Dob. And the punish there's whiffed. Both players trying to find their footing right now, but Dob is at risk of getting knocked out here. The Koji Sigs are very powerful.
Dobrain feels very comfortable with this axe.
Chugum just missing that down sig onto Dobrain.
Huh, this is kind of interesting to see. Dob's playing a very grounded axe game, which is very unlike it. We usually see axe played very aerial and very little ground play, but Dob's not jumping much at all. It's sort of working out for him.
Oh, and Dobrain tries to catch the bomb and ends up taking his own life. Chugum's gonna deny the weapons and opt to keep the bow. Dobrain has a bomb of his own, not gonna find that. Looking for a weapon pickup, trying to screw around in that shenanigans zone, finding some damage onto Chugum. There's a big opportunity for Dobrain, and that's gonna be the knockout. Wasted dodge from Chugum will cost him his life.
That opens it right back up. It's an even game.
If Dob can keep Chugum spaced out here, he could find a lot of extra damage, but Chugum's gonna find that weapon. We do have sword on guns. Chugum not quite finding his spacing there for the... That would have been a string of sort of attacks. He would have had at least 2 in a row there. But Dobrain doing a very good job of keeping his distance right now with those blasters, not letting Chugum come in. Gonna try and take him up the ladder.
So this is just very interesting because this is the exact opposite of what I expected to have happen. We see Dobrian playing the spacing game while Chugum's doing everything he can to enter Dobrian's space.
Yeah, really the exact opposite of what was predicted, but here's a big ledge guard situation. Dobrian not going to be able to find the kill. Chugum gets back safely, and we're at deep red to light orange right now. Dobrian really fishing for those SIGs. Yeah, not finding one of them, though. Even going for the gravity cancel, still not going to find it, and he's really letting Chugum catch back up here in health right now. And Chugum with a great down SIG on the sword there. Dobrian, no weapon, both players in red. Chugum's going to cover that weapon, force Dobrian off the stage, denying every item, finding the mine, and that's a kill for Chugum.
Yeah, I think he might be a little too used to the EU ping right now. He's messed 2 of those up this game, and they've cost him both times.
Dobrian does need to find that knockout pretty much right now. He can't let Chugum find more of these bow and sword strings on him before he takes him out. Just as I say that, there's the sword combo. Misses the signature follow-up, though.
Dob really cannot be relying on these SIGs for KOs. Chugum's spacing is too good.
Dob does seem to be fishing for the dare or the Sarah right now, though. The Sarah with the axe will end it, but he's already at orange health. Maybe even more here as Chugum finds some bow damage. Putting Dobrian up towards red, and this could even be a 2-stock.
This is really bad. Every single time Dob goes for a SIG, Chugum gets a free punish. And Dob just keeps going for him. He's got no fear.
But that is going to be the stocks tied up.
That's too bad. Out of probably the 20 SIGs Dobrian's pulled out, he's hit 2 of them and gotten punished 18 times. Even though he's gotten the 2 kills with them, they just haven't been worth it. He's gotten very far behind, but the gun strings coming out.
Finding a lot of damage on the Chugum right now, yeah. Definitely Chugum's game to win, but if Dobrian can find a few more light attacks on him, this could certainly go either way, and the bow not going to quite finish him.
Another Nair will finish this game off real quick.
A lot of moves from Chugum that would just end the game. But Dobrian doing a good job spacing out and almost finding that gun recovery, forcing the dodge out of Chugum and getting another Sarah for it, and both players are in red.
Chugum's waiting for a Dobrian SIG.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Chugum read that perfectly. Not going to quite be the kill, though. It is Thunder Guard, and he has a lot of room to recover on.
If Dob goes for any more signatures, Chugum wins.
And that's the signature, but not going to be punished. Both players playing so carefully right now. No one wanting to go down in the set for Game 1 of Masters Season 1. And there's the signature, not going to result in his death, though. Yeah, Dobrian really should be going for anything else, but there's a great ground pound. Gonna find the mine. He can force the dodge here. Chugum finds the Nair with the bow, and that's going to be Game 1. And
So
Dobrian
he's
gotta stick with
the
Barraza. I do think his last 2 stocks went substantially better than his first.
For
Chugum's
sure.
gonna stick with random. Very bold.
Looks like they're headed straight back to Thunder Guard.
And this time Chugum on Ember, he's still gonna have that bow. And he is gonna be a lot faster than Barraza here, but that 3 defense is gonna hurt.
3, 2,
3 defense versus the axe is a painful matchup. As a former Thatch main, I do not like the axe.
I don't think I've ever seen Chugum play. I don't think I've ever seen him play bows or guitars before. This has to be a pretty bad random for him.
Well, he was just Koji, so he did fairly well with the bow last game, and still finding some damage.
Yeah, that's a.
Just Ember is notoriously bad at getting knockouts. Probably the worst character in the game for it, or one of them. Probably not as bad as Lucian, but certainly not good at it. Versus that 8 defense Barraza is gonna be tough. I do put the character matchup here pretty heavily in favor of Dobrian.
For sure. Even though the damage is so equal, one character right now has kill potential and the other one just doesn't.
Yeah, Dob could definitely get a kill with the right move. Even with a signature right now, Chugum probably wouldn't land a kill. As he finds more damage, though, putting Dob into red, although he is approaching that himself. Dobrain's still going for some of those risky signatures. And there he's going to pay with his life for it. Chugum will punish. And Chugum's going ahead in game 2 while already up in the set. Dobrain's going to need to find the knockout right now. He really can't get behind again like he did versus Koji. And he will ledge guard here, playing a bit aggressively, not going to be able to find Chugum. Chugum will toss his weapon to recover safely, and Dobrain's going to deny what's out on the field. But Chugum is going to find the bow, and we do have bow on blasters here. Dobrain trying to find his footing back on the space. He does get that, but there's a risky recovery. Not going to get punished. Going to dodge into Chugum's neutral unarmed light. And Dobrain with a nice gun recovery to take Chugum up, and that's going to even out the stocks.
That was a good kill. I feel like this series is really going to come down to how quickly can Dobrain get used to this ping.
Right now, Chugum's just fighting a lot of damage onto Dobrain. But a nice read in on that dodge from Dobrain. Dobrain just really needs to make the best use of that 8 defense. Not take huge risks so he can get knocked out by a Sig. But even light attacks right now are still going to be difficult for Chugum to get the kill with. As you see, that Sarah did almost nothing despite him being deep red. That doesn't really have knockout potential from the middle of the stage. Chugum looking to play in that shenanigans zone, getting punished with his life. Dobrain with an incredible ground pound.
That was a great read by Dobrain.
The uppercut not going to be enough to finish off Dobrain, and that's the 8 defense I was talking about. The difference in defense is really coming to head here on this second stock.
Dob's getting a lot of free damage on this stock that Chugum can't afford.
Yeah, Dobrain doing exactly to Chugum what Chugum did to him in game 1. Pulling ahead on this stock. And if Chugum can't answer this right now with a kill, oh my goodness, the juggling from Dobrain. Chugum not able to find anything.
The second he stops spamming those signatures and just goes for standard light attacks, he racks up damage so quickly.
That was a good read from Chugum to get that kill, but he is a red. And Chugum's going to need to play completely perfectly from here on out to win this. It looks like he maybe wants to try and get that Qatar Gimp, a little afraid to try and recover, and jumping right into Dobrain's neutral. But Chugum having to play very carefully right now, and that was a great approach from Chugum. But there's the signature from Dobrain, and that's going to even up the set 1-1.
So that's 1-1.
So we will see what Chugum picks here if he's going to stick with random. I do hope to see him pick. There it is. There's the Nash. Nash versus Barraza.
That makes sense. He wants to space out Dobrain, even though Dobrain's trying to play the spacing game as well. Because I feel like Chugum, in the parry versus parry matchup, will do better. Not to mention Nash's spear side sig is probably going to be coming into a lot of use.
3, 2,
that spacing on the spear side sig for Nash is just really good against the kind of spacing guns want to do.
Yeah, I do really like the Nash pick from Chugum. If he wants to play his game and be passive, I do think he has the weapon advantage. And we're seeing a lot of aggressive play out of Chugum here, using dodge very offensively. Waiting for that neutral out on the hammer, not quite going to get it though. Dobrain trying to space him out with those guns, and both players playing a slightly safer game here in game 3. But everyone's approaching orange and red right now, and we do have spear on blasters. Chugum gonna dodge back out of that sig and punish with one of his own. And Dobrain saring Chugum out of that sig. That would have been his life if he had missed, but Chugum's gonna find another one.
Yeah, that side sig's gonna be coming into a lot of use from Chugum. You can already tell.
So, Orange Bee, as a very avid Nash player, what do you think about this particular matchup? Who do you give it to, character-wise?
It's just...
Or is it a skill matchup?
There's just not enough people that play Barraza.
Yeah, it's too hard to tell.
I personally always feel very comfortable against Barraza, but I also don't play Dobrian, so I can't really give a good opinion on that.
That is fair enough. And Chugum gonna get a nice weapon throw there. He is opting for the hammer here, and we do have a landmine down on the field. Not gonna find anything with that. Dobrain almost knocking Chugum into it though. Very close. And there's a weapon toss from Chugum, playing a very dangerous game though right now with that landmine. And Dobrain looking to juggle Chugum up, looking for that knockout right now. Can't quite connect with it. There's dodges down. No one getting hit here for quite some time. Dobrain looking for that knockout onto Chugum. Chugum doing everything he can to play safely and not get hit. And the axe swings are just so close. One of these is going to stick soon. But Chugum finding that spear damage.
Flawlessly.
Now Chugum is unarmed, and this is a big chance for Dobrain, and that's going to be the blaster kill. And Dobrain is going to keep the blasters here versus Chugum's unarmed, but there is a landmine out. Not going to connect with that. No one at big risk of getting knocked into the landmine right now. Chugum coming a bit close, although the landmine is up now, and we do have two stock here, relatively even on health. Chugum finding a string of damage there onto Dobrain, looking to knock him off the stage and create a ledge guard situation for himself.
Chugum is dodging all of these attacks perfectly.
And that's an incredible side sig from Chugum. That's exactly what you were talking about.
Guard, though.
Not quite able to follow that up for a kill. That would have been a set-ending kill there if Chugum had taken that. And Dobrain doing a very nice job of recovering safely. Chugum not playing all that aggressively off the stage, but there we've got a nice weapon toss. Gonna force the dodge out of Dobrain, but not going to be able to follow up on that dodge, and Dobrain does get back safely once again. Chugum not able to finish this stock off despite having a few opportunities. And again, the 8 defense of Barraza is really coming into play, and Dobrain doing a great job of dodging that first spear.
He's doing a really good job of recovering, but he's not getting his footing enough to do any damage, and that's it.
There's the bomb toss from Chugum, and Chugum has a big opportunity here to pull ahead. Chugum doing a good job of using that chase dodge to position himself into Dobrain and just finding easy, safe, light attacks. Missing that weapon toss, though, and not hitting the follow-up. Dobrain looking for the knockout right here, and there's the signature interrupted by a weapon toss, followed up with the unarmed combo. Dobrain in the ledge guard right now, and that's going to be the kill. Dobrain at yellow health, Chugum coming back to white, 1-1 stock. This is the game for the set.
That chase dodge axe weapon throw actually does like 14 damage and has a crazy amount of force. As we just saw, it killed Chugum despite the fact he wasn't in super deep red.
And there's another signature from Chugum. Dobrain gonna need to find his footing right now. Can't afford to take any more damage for free before he starts to take Chugum down to closer to red, but Dobrain is at solid red right now. And Dobrain with a nice unarmed string there on the Chugum, not deterred by his health in the hammer. We're at orange to yellow here. Dobrain could still find a signature and kill Chugum very quickly, but he needs to be careful of every move. And that recovery, not quite going to do it. Dobrain and Chugum both at deep red in the game for the set, and this has been an incredibly close one.
It all comes down to who.
And there's the side stick from Chugum. And that's going to end it. That's going to be Chugum 2-1 over Dobrain.
What a great performance by Chugum. He really surprised me with his play. He played a lot more flawlessly than I'm used to.
And I think we have Sloshula is setting up these matches. Pickle Potatoes versus Addy Mestic, I believe, is going to be next. Yeah, we do have Addy Mestic in here. I think we are still hunting down Pickled, maybe. He wasn't quite ready to go this second. But we will find that out. He is playing Brawlhalla. He's in the Discord, so he should be in here momentarily. So I'm going to the bracket and filling out some results here. Dobrian and Chugum, that was 2-1 Chugum over Dobe. And that was a really good set. And so pickled potatoes and Addy Mestic is what we're going to be getting at next. Addy Mestic, I think we can assume he'll play Azuri. It's a very, very good guitar player.
All right. Hopefully we can get a game up pretty soon here. Still looking around for Pickled.
Again, he is in game right now, so he should be ready shortly. Slushula is on charge of that.
We're basically saying if we don't get a game soon, it's Sloshula's fault. No pressure.
So again, taking a quick peek at the Twitch chat, we do have LDZ in there talking a bit. LDZ says, I'm pretty confident about being top 8 and getting into the double elimination bracket. LDZ, very, very good player. A newer player. LDZ and Twilight are the guys who are new in this tournament.
Yeah, LDZ kind of came out of nowhere and then just won 2 tournaments in the last 2 weeks. So even though I want to pin him as the underdog, he's actually just been performing great recently.
Yeah, absolutely. I like watching this guy play a lot too, because you never know what to expect. I feel like out of LDZ, especially in a tournament.
I expect him to throw his spear and pick up guitars. Other than that, he is pretty hard to read for sure.
So we do have Pickled Potatoes in here. He is ready to go. Pickled Potatoes on his signature, Lord Vrax. The undisputed best Lord of Vrax in the world. Addy Mestic. Again, I assume he's playing Azuri, but we'll see.
Ooh. Pugsy making the hard read that Addy won't make top 8 this season.
And again, Addy Mestic is what? Something like rank 4 on Europe? And he's still one of the... Yeah, he is an underdog pick, I feel like, in this. He's absolutely one of the best players. Yeah, absolutely one of the best players in the world, but... you're in here with Pickled Potatoes, with EXO, you know, all these... With Dobrain, with all these guys who just dominate every tournament and have for the past year. It's hard to compete against them.
But I mean, you still gotta give Pickled Potatoes the advantage here. He's on his home turf. He doesn't have to worry about the ping like Addy, and he's just really good anyways. I feel like even if they were in LAN, I'd give Pickled a slight edge in this game.
Pickled Potatoes, I mean, these guys are both just such good players, and Addy Mestic picking Azoth. I did not expect that. I certainly thought he was going to at least take someone with guitars. But
I haven't actually seen Addy play in over a month, so I have no idea what he's been working on in the background.
I play Addy Mestic frequently in 2v2s.
1, Brawl.
2s are much different beasts than
Yeah,
1s,
I mean, he's EU and doesn't really play on the US 1v1 ladder, I don't think. He does intentionally try and snipe me and Joey when we play 2s, though. But anyway, back into it. Lord Vrax at yellow already. Pickled Potatoes taking some damage. Addy Mestic doing good work with that axe. Trying to approach from over top of Pickled Potatoes where that lance doesn't have a good hitbox. Using the dare from the axe to great effect right now. Pickled Potatoes gonna switch off to those blasters though. Trying to get some better spacing. But Addy Mestic playing the very tanky Azoth against the very weak Lord Vrax. This pick's working out for Addy Mestic. And that's a big lead earlier on. That's a dodge forced and not quite... Oh, Pickled Potatoes! He used the Sair to try and cover himself, but it ended up costing him his life. And Addy Mestic is going to come off to a big lead early on. Pickled Potatoes has some work to do here. The bomb toss, almost very dangerous, but Addy Mestic is unarmed here to Pickled Potatoes' blasters. Addy doing a good job, though, unarmed right now, finding some more damage onto Lord Vrax. And that side sig is read perfectly by Addy, and that's going to be another axe. And he's looking to go up on a whole nother stock right now. Addy Mestic is playing out of his mind right now, getting called an underdog in the tournament, getting told he won't make top 8. He wants to show everybody. Full stock ahead, 90 seconds
really
into the
insane,
game.
Actually. Finally, Pickled finds a kill.
Pickled with a nice read on that signature. Addy Mestic is playing very well right now, and then on top of that, I do think he has a good matchup. The Azoth versus Lord Vrax. But Pickled Potatoes putting the aggression back on unarmed now, trying to find some damage onto Addy. We are going to have Blasters versus Bow. Pickled Potatoes could die to almost anything here, though, and there's going to be a ledge guard situation. Addy chasing aggressively, not able to find it or force the dodge. Pickled Potatoes playing very calmly, and Addy's back on his axe.
Wow. Pickled is just getting completely outpaced for some reason when Addy has his axe. What should be a slower weapon. Addy's just getting in there and
It looks
doing
like
everything.
Pickle's starting to figure Addy Mestic out right now, and despite being down a full stock, he's bringing it back. Playing a very, very, very good stock right now. Oh, but that's going to cost him his life with that side signature, and Addy Mestic.
But he's already evened up the lead, really.
Yeah, he took that full stock lead away from Addy Mestic, and if you can find the early kill without taking too much damage, and that axe neutralite dropping for Addy. But there's the recovery, and we're in a very even game. Pickled Potatoes doing a great job bringing this back. Definitely finding out Addy Mestic's playstyle a little bit. The extreme rushdown with the axe maybe just caught him off at first, but trying to take him up the ladder, Addy Mestic's going to dodge out of that. Pickled Potatoes definitely has a hard read on Addy right now, and we're seeing a very different game happen now.
Pickled has historically had a fairly weak first stock, but he gets really inside the opponent's head as the later the match goes on. And it seems like he's already
Addy Mestic does take the health lead back, though. And this could be game right now. That's no recovery for Pickled, no dodge. Yeah. That is it. Addy Mestic takes game 1 over Pickled Potatoes, and I don't think that's one that we expected. I am curious to see how the rest of this set will go.
I'm not entirely surprised. Addy pulled out something very different that Pickled wasn't expecting, and it really caught him off guard for that first stock. He still almost made the comeback, but I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't think that Azoth is going to be able to pull off another win against Pickled Potatoes for Axe. Jumping right into the game now.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
Pickled Potato is going to look for... Ooh, he gets the weapon lead. That's really good.
Addy Mestic still, though, not at all deterred. Finding that bomb toss onto Pickled. And Pickled spacing him out nicely with the blasters, getting the really high recovery, though. Not enough damage on Addy for that to be a kill. Pickled Potato is finding a lot of gun damage right now, using that 8 dexterity to its fullest. Addy Mestic,
he's figured it out.
Addy Mestic, though, finding those strings with the axe. He really only needs a few good axe attacks to come back into the game. But Pickled Potatoes is going to read that perfectly. There's a side signature, and that's a big lead for Pickled Potatoes. Pickled's just playing better and better and better the longer this set goes on.
Yeah, Addy's going to need to figure out how to utilize this bow if he wants to take another game off of Pickled, because I feel like if he waits too much longer, Pickled will figure that out too. Looks like he can't get a footing, though.
Yeah, Addy Mestic really falling behind right now. Pickled Potatoes, great gun recovery, and yeah, wow is right. 3 stocks to 1, and Pickled's only at orange.
Yeah, this is the power of Pickled Potatoes' ability to adapt. Like, and I said it at the beginning, right after he lost his first stock. This is what he does, dude.
And that was great use of the Sair from the Lance to avoid that ground pound from Pickled Potatoes. And that could be it!
Massacre.
Pickled Potatoes going very aggressively.
That Nair almost killed off the top.
That was very close. Addy Mestic taking a ton of damage right now. Pickled Potatoes
And
so aggressively, and that's the 3 stock.
Player 1 wins.
Wow, pickled potatoes.
Wow.
We are 1-1.
All right, Addy Mestic restarting his client real quick. Clearly, he had some sort of bug going on. That's why he got to restocked Kappa.
I mean, watching those two games back to back, it's like different people were playing. Just 4 different players playing those 2 games. That was really unbelievable stuff for pickled potatoes there in game 2. Absolutely.
I think in the first game, Addy felt really confident in his axe ability, and because he caught Pickle off guard, he kept that momentum pushing throughout the whole game, but it slowed down significantly at the end. And so going into game 2, we saw Addy playing a lot more safe, and he respected pickled potatoes a lot more. And because of that, Vrax's spacing, you can't give him room to breathe, otherwise he just completely destroys you. Like, he completely controls the game when you do that. So Vrax just ended up restocking Addy because he wasn't confident enough to get in there and do what he did in game 1. And I think he needs to figure out what was working in that first game if he wants to win this third game.
We are back on the shipwreck, and Addy Mestic finding some good damage right now. We do have Axe versus Lance. It seems like Pickled's heavily favoring those blasters, though, and he's gonna find them right now.
Yeah.
It really does seem like in this matchup, whoever is applying the pressure is the one who's winning.
Pickled is just so confident in his guns right now, and it's really showing.
Addy Mestic, though,
But it's
finding some
still
nice
very
snares.
even.
He is going to take that bow, though. I do think the axe was his better option right now, but Pickled Potato's not as going to have as hard of a read on Addy's bow, and that's kind of showing right now, as Addy's been pretty much just using the axe. And that Nair's going to take the stock. Addy pulling ahead here in game 3.
That was a good kill. That's exactly what Addy needed, was a little confidence boost to bring him back in this last game.
Pickled Potato's going to do a very good job of spacing out with the lance right now, though.
Oh, that just barely missed, but the recovery almost kills instead.
If Addy can find 1 or 2 more good strings with the
That's
axe
it.
before he goes down, not going to happen, though, and Pickled Potatoes will get the kill. White to yellow. Addy's going to be looking for that weapon pickup right away. Gonna find the unarmed, though. Good damage and
Pickled
forces
is
a
gonna
dodge.
look for
Pickled
an unarmed
Potato.
combo himself, I think. There it is. He gets it. He doesn't go for it. Wow.
I expected the big unarmed string there. He got the weapon toss into the start of the combo. But Pickled Potato's putting on a ton of pressure with that lance right now. Addy Mestic almost looking like he doesn't know how to deal with it. Pickled Potatoes.
Surprised. I expected Pickled to just stick with the guns, but he's destroying Addy with his lance instead. And there's the stock. No. Addy just barely
Reading
living.
all of those back dodges from Addy and just punishing with that lance combo.
Ooh.
And we are both at deep red here, so this is gonna be a close one. Addy Mestic whiffing the punish, though. Pickled Potatoes just gonna skate by with his life.
Ground
Pick up
pound
the kill
finish.
first. Addy Mestic's gonna be looking to close this right away.
Pickle's just looking to rack up the damage now. He doesn't want to let Addy get a... he doesn't want him to get the weapon, but gets unarmed away. If Pickled can get him to orange, it's over. And there it is.
Addy Mestic needs the kill right now. But Pickled Potatoes not getting hit by much. That side air will connect, though. Addy will find that kill. Definitely down, not 100% out right now.
As long as Pickle just gets his guns, I can't see him losing this game.
And Addy is at deep red. Pickled's going to be looking at
There
it
it
right there
is.
with the recovery. And that's going to be game 3. Pickled Potatoes will take that 2-1.
That was a really good series. Pickled Potatoes showing us why he was the favorite in that matchup.
And Twilight is at final round, so he won't be playing today. I believe we either have Exo versus Ornimus or Stevenator versus Doppy coming up.
Is Exo in here? That is the question.
Exo was supposed to be here at 1. It looks like he's online. It's less than 10 of. He's not in the room, though. We will have... Sloshula is in charge of giving us the games and updating on that. He has been doing that, so... Oh, it looks like we actually have Ornimus versus Dobrain? Is that what's going on? Yeah, Ornimus and Dobrain, and then I think we're going to do Exo and Ornimus.
So Ornimus versus Exo. Ornimus a very strong player, but Exo's just better, so I have to give him the advantage in this matchup. Ornimus probably going to be playing, I'd assume Bryn. Exo probably going to be going Bodvar. Hey, I'm just giving my opinions, Wise Owl. It's Ornimus versus Dobrian, really?
Yeah, Ornimus versus Dobrian. They're a round 2 match, but we do have as many round 1 and round 2 matches streamed today as we can.
Oh, are we doing 2 rounds today? I thought we were just doing round 1. Okay.
Yeah, every week is 2 rounds.
Nice. Alright. My bad. Looks like it's going to be Ornimus versus Dobrian. Now, that's a much different matchup. I believe 6 wins will guarantee you top 8. Or no. 5 wins? Something like that. It's hard to tell right now because it depends a lot on how everyone else does.
Looks like we do have the Scarlet coming out from Ornimus as predicted, and Dobrain with the Sir Roland pick.
Huh. This is an interesting matchup. Looks like we're going to be starting the game right up. So Ornimus on Scarlet and Sir Roland for Dobrian. Shipwreck Falls. So Ornimus's lance, I was spacing Dobrian's sword very hard right now and getting a lot of free damage. But Dobrian returns quickly and gets a lance of his own. We're gonna see some hot lance on lance action coming up.
And right now Ornimus is in a big advantage. Not gonna find that stomp. Dobrian gonna get knocked off stage. We do have ledge guard situation. Spike ball gonna force the dodge. Not going to punish that. Ornimus looking for the kill here, not quite able to get it. Dobrain with the sword here, sword on hammer. Ornimus with a big reach advantage here. Looking for that knockout, finds the stomp, isn't able to convert that into anything, and Dobrain gonna get sared. Not quite enough to cost him his life, but here is the ledge guard.
Ooh.
Ornimus with a nice Sare, doesn't even wait for the dodge, just goes in aggressively.
That was a good read.
Is going to opt for the lance. We do have a mine down on the field, and Dobrain trying to knock Ornimus into that mine. Not quite going to happen, though. We do have lance on lance right now. Dobrain going for a very aggressive down signature with Sir Roland's lance there, and he is going to find one.
Ooh.
Not quite going to be the kill. big ledge guard situation here for Dobrain. Ornament gonna have to use the Lance recovery to get back, and he is gonna do so safely.
Dobrian is just doing a really good job. There he
Dobrain
is.
finds the kill, and we are at 2-2.
He was struggling a lot for the first half of that game, but he seems to be doing a good job of coming back. Ooh, just barely not putting him in the... Some nice sword combos coming out, but it's not enough. He's still just falling just barely behind in damage.
Ornament throwing all the weapons at Dobrain, trying to force that dodge and punish. Getting dodges out, but not quite able to get the follow-up damage. And Dobrain doing a nice job with the sword right now, keeping Ornament completely out with the lance. Dobrain really finding
just like
his
that,
footing
Dob
right
takes
now.
the lead again.
Ornament is gonna toss that landmine, gonna connect with it, not gonna be the kill though. Will even up the health for him, and Ornament versus Dobrain. Very, very even matchup here, Scarlet and Roland. Their stats are basically equal. The only difference being attack and defense, and they have the same numbers between them. Ornament, great weapon toss. Both players would die to so many different attacks right now. And Dobrain putting out a lot of pressure, but going for that side sig. A very risky move. Super high recovery. Roland.
Dob is using a lot of SIGs again. Something we saw last game that didn't work out for him.
Again, he went for another side sig, but Ornament doing the Lance D-sig, that little parry move, and punishing him for it with his life. Once again, Ornament looking to find just a little bit of damage on the Dob before he goes down.
Oh!
That's going to be the neutral Lance sig, and Ornament goes down.
Getting punished for the taunt. Doesn't find the unarmed combo. And he's suddenly looking pretty bad in orange, whereas Ornament has very little damage. Ornament's going for some early
kills. A big
kills,
lead right now, but Dob with a huge string on the sword. Completely evening it back up, and there's gonna be the recovery. Dodge down, Ornament just making it back to stage. That almost could have cost him his life.
Dob's been looking for that.
But that's gonna be another risky sig
game
from Dobrain, and Ornament trying to follow up that weapon throw with the ground pound, getting punished for it. Maybe with his life here. No, Dobrain not gonna want to risk ledge guarding that hammer at deep red. And right now it's just going to be the next big hit to connect. Could very well end this. Ornament with a nice Sair, tossing everything, but he is caught unarmed right now, and Dobrain's going to control the weapons. Ornament is just going to have to play patiently and wait for something to come to him, but Dobrain finds the Nair, and that's game one.
That was a really close game. Both players playing very well. That really could have gone either way. So Dobrian's switching over to Hattori.
And Ornament to Bodvar. Very interesting.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
So I think we're going to see a lot of swords from both players. Dobrian definitely preferring the sword over spear. But it's also impossible to predict what Dob does because he's just that kind of person. I mean, I have to put the edge specifically on a sword versus sword matchup. Ornament is good at swords, but Dobrian has a lot more experience with them.
So yeah, Dobrian, I thought really that was his best weapon, was the sword. Going for that gravity cancel Ensig, very risky stuff.
I guess that's the best part of the neutral sig, is it's very difficult to punish, and it's actually a lot safer than you would think. You can get a lot of early kills off it too. The only real way to like get out of it is you have to dodge away, and if you dodge away, you're not punishing it. So
it doesn't hit at all grounded, though, correct?
Neutral sig? Yes, it does. Oh my god, Ornament almost killing himself. Luckily, Dob was not ready. Yeah, Hattori neutral sig actually does hit grounded opponents. It's a pretty good signature. Probably Hitori's best.
Right now, the health is real even right now. Both players are going to be looking for a knockout, and that's going to maybe be it for Ornament. Not going to toss the weapon. Going to come out here for the ledge guard. There's the dodge force.
Messes it up.
Ornament's not going to get it, and there's the neutral sig from Dobrain, just like we were talking about. That's going to be the early lead to Dobrain.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad edge guard by Ornament. He went for a really high down air for some reason instead of chasing Dobrain down lower. Got punished for it, but he doesn't take too much damage off that stock before getting the kill himself, so it's still even. Ornament's just letting Dob pick the weapon up. Rather interesting.
Right now it's the spacing game of Sares. A little bit of grounded attacks coming out now too. Health is going to be pretty close to even, and Ornament with a nice throw combo there into the unarmed.
Yeah, and both players just trading all of their damage equally right now. Much closer match than I had anticipated. Ooh. Hits him into the stage instead of into the mine. A bit of a lucky hit there for Dobrian.
Right now, Dobrain finding a lot of damage onto Ornament, trying to even this up. But Ornament with a great signature there to chase Dobrain down, and if Ornament is able to find good damage here before he goes down, this is certainly his game to win.
That was a huge signature for Ornament. If he can rack up some good damage, he has a really good shot at taking this game. Finding a nice little throw combo there. Not quite enough though. Looks like he might be dead soon. Just barely recovers. Dobrian trying to catch the mine, but
Ornament still throwing that hammer into a lot of unarmed damage. Getting a lot of free damage for himself, and there's a great neutral sig from Dobrain. That's an impressive read.
Bowing both ways to all his fans.
And Dobrain finding the big sword, finding the big spear combo. Ornament with the stomp, not going to follow that up with anything though. And Dobrain doing some throw combos of his own. Ornament, big advantage here. Dobrain is unarmed. He is going to find that spear though, but red health. Ornament approaching red himself here at solid orange. And there's a sword combo from Ornament. The sword toss is going to go high. The dodge is wasted from Dobrain, and I can't believe that Sarah doesn't hit, but he's going to knock him off the other way.
Dobrian's barely clinging on to life here. He needs to find a way to get back on stage and get a weapon. That's not how you do it.
Dobrain doing the gravity cancel taunt. Ornament's still not going to chase that down.
Oh my god, that would have killed. Ornament on top of his dodge game though.
Ornament and Dobrain both right now. Very close to dying. Ornament here with the hammer though. You got to give that edge to him, and there it is with the Sair. That's going to be 1-1.
I could have gone either way. It was just like last game, and they're just so evenly matched. It's incredible, really. And we're going to a game 3.
And that's going to be Dobrain on to Ada, and we do have, I guess, a lot of people in Twitch chat asking who the casters are, so for anyone wondering, this is Drop speaking now, Orange B with me. But getting ready to get into the next game. Ornament versus Dobrain, Bodvar Ada for the set.
I think the change over to Ada is a pretty good pick. I feel like he'll be able to space with the guns much better than he was doing with the spear. Or with the sword. The sword on sword was good, but Dobrian had a real problem sword versus hammer. He was always getting knocked around by Ornament.
Yeah, I do think the blasters should help him. He's been doing very well with them today.
I imagine Dobrian's gonna pick up blasters and not throw them ever. He'll just keep them and space Ornament out for the entire game.
Ornament is
The
going to
question
get all
is
the
if-
weapon tosses, though. And
Yeah.
he is going to opt for that hammer. Dobrain not picking that weapon up yet, just yet.
He wants an unarmed combo to start the game off. I think Ornament knows this and he's not giving it. But there it is.
Dobrain finding some nice unarmed damage right at the start.
Going for some cheeky early kills, but they're not quite working out.
Dobrain
He
still
has
taking
a huge damage
Yeah,
lead.
huge damage lead is right. Ornament has potential to even damage up pretty quickly with Ada's 3 defense, but right now Dobrain not giving him any chance at all. The blasters coming out from Dobrain, and
Whoa.
Ornament not quite able to connect with anything for quite some time, and there's the recovery from Dobrain. Gonna give himself a nice cushion in Game 3. What an incredible combo from Dobrain. That gravity cancel was excellent.
Wow.
all the spear
Ornament
damage.
is just
Full stock
all of
ahead
his
and
chances are
right
going
now from
down.
Dobrain.
Dom. He's no mercy.
Ornament, though, gonna be finding the
Ornament
kill right
has to get
here.
the kill here. If he doesn't, oh
That's
my God, you
the
gotta go
forced
for the
dodge,
dare.
and he could have ground pounded that. He knew Dob had to dodge to make it back to the stage there. He just needed to ground
just
pound
messed up.
closer to the stage. Yeah, it was just not
Yeah.
the right space. Maybe
He's
the
gonna get
maybe the
punished
nerves
with
of
another.
this getting into his head just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
Dobrain with a nice down signature, and he's gonna chase off
that might
so
kill.
aggressively.
Wow.
Wow,
This would be
Dobrain.
an entirely different game if that edge guard had happened, but it's not. It's almost looking like it's an impossible comeback now.
It is a full stock lead for Dobrain. Ornament's gonna need either a Gimp here or a perfect stock.
Oh no, not this. Oh, Dobrian messes it up. That's pretty huge. That would have sealed the game if he had hit it, but Ornament's having a small chance to come back now. He still needs to get in there though. He's just getting spaced by those neutral lights. Nothing but neutral lights, and they're just spacing Ornament so well. Racking up damage quickly.
Ornament with a little bit of an opportunity there, but not enough damage onto Dobrain to really convert that into anything. And Ornament
This
could
is
go down
looking like
right
a
here. The
healthy
helicopter
two-stop.
not going to quite do it. But there's a down sig. Dobrain not quite able to finish off the kill just yet, but it's only a matter of time. Ornament with a hammer of his own could be finding a quick kill onto Dobrain, but then still going to need the
That's
perfect stock
it.
to end it. But there's the gravity cancel signature from Dobrain, and that's going to be Dobrain in favor 2-1.
I'm not gonna lie, the reason I call it ADA is to tick everybody off. Just for you, Jeffinator.
And I believe we have Exo versus Ornament up next. Do you know offhand, Orange Bee, is anyone besides Twilight not playing today?
Let's see. I'm pretty sure the only two really good players at final round are Twilight and Egg Soup, and Egg Soup is not in the bracket, is he?
I know, he unfortunately is not.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know who won final round?
I believe they're playing right now, actually.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure finals start at 1 p.m., so. We've got Stevenator in the chat now. Do we know where EXO is? Looks like we're gonna do EXO versus Zila. They might even play on EU servers since they're both EU.
I
This will be a
I
really
don't see
good
why
game
they
if
won
you
it.
see
Yeah,
that.
Exo versus Zaloxry, they're both in here. We have seen Exo play a lot of Roland lately, but it looks like he might be locking in the Koji right now. I assume Zaloxery will take Ember.
I imagine. Exo can really play any character that has a sword. Perhaps looking for some unarmed shenanigans with the 8 dexterity, though. So if I remember correctly... Hold on.
We do have the Ember lock in here from Zaloxery, and we are ready to start.
Going straight to Shipwreck.
Yeah, seeing a lot of this.
One.
Exo versus Zaloxery. Let's see what happens. The weapon's gonna come down. Gonna go in favor of Exo, maybe? No, he's gonna go for that unarmed, but he does find the weapon anyway. And we do have the sword from Exo. Gonna toss that and get unarmed himself. Zaloxery with the bow. Exo back onto the sword. And a big string of damage there from Zaloxery. But here's a ledge guard situation for Exo, putting a lot of damage onto Zelo maybe, but not going to be able to get the kill here. And Zaloxery pressuring Exo very hard right now, finding a lot of damage. Zaloxery is able to finish off this kill quickly. He's in a great position to take game 1. But Exo's starting to find some damage back. And Zaloxery is approaching deep orange.
Yeah, just like that, it's an even game. Zelo has his 3 defense where Koji can kill super early with any of his signatures. And the side air coming out to finish the kill, though.
Zaloxery with an opportunity here to get a reasonable lead onto Exo. See what he can do with that bow. But Exo's got a bow of his own, looking for one of those neutral sigs maybe, and Zelo starting to find some damage again. Taking a lead here on 1 to Exo in this next stock.
I just don't think the bow versus bow is going to work out for Exo too much. He's the master of sword, and I think he should just abuse the fact that he's the master of sword. Zelo is just too comfortable with the bow, and it's letting him win all of these bow versus bow exchanges.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Zaloxery's super, super good with the bow. Exo should just play what he's best at. Zaloxery's still in a little bit of a lead here, but Exo's starting to bring it back.
Right now. Jeez, insane strings coming out from Exo, though. Maybe that's the whole point of the
no matter what weapon Exo is playing with, he's just incredibly accurate. And Zaloxery not going to punish that signature, surprisingly enough.
Wow,
and
that's
going to be
really
the kill for
recovery.
Exo. Yeah, Zaloxery kept trying to bait Exo out, I think, kept thinking Exo was going to come, and ended up wasting every single one of his jumps trying to wait for him.
Zelo getting a little thirsty for a signature kill now. Taking some punishment for it. So Exo's really just outplaying Zelo, even in the bow versus bow matchup, even though that's probably Zelo's best chance to win. He's just not pulling through. Exo's just playing a more mechanically sound game.
Such a big chance to get a kill here, and if he can just end this before he takes any more damage, he's still in great shape. But right now, as I say, that gets hit by 3 more light attacks by the bow. And Exo finding a lot of damage right now onto Zaloxery.
Oh, he's dead, yeah.
I didn't realize Exo didn't have his recovery there. I think he used it for damage in that long-lasting aerial fight. Right now, Zaloxery already a red.
Zelo has too much damage on them.
Exo not quite catching that bomb. Gonna get hit by it.
Just going for some wild sigs because he can afford it right now.
It's Luxury in big trouble right now. That down air not going to quite connect, but Zelo will die to so much stuff right now. There's the dodge forced, and this should be the kill, but he dodges back up now.
Oh. Barely missing those side airs. Zelo has a chance to make the comeback. He only
That landmine
needs
falling
a little
just
bit more.
short.
Nah,
There's going to be the Sarah, and that's
over.
going to be EXO in game 1.
Player 2 wins.
Wow. EXO really showing that he's a powerhouse with any weapon he uses. And, you know, I really thought Zelo would be more comfortable in the bow versus bow matchup. Zelo's been using the weapon for so much longer. And even though I would say he's a slightly worse player than EXO, you know, I'd think that his mastery over the bow would overcome that a little bit. But EXO's just good. He's just playing better than Zelo, no matter what weapon he has picked up.
I mean, yeah, he's EXO. I don't think many people would name anyone else as the best player in the game.
2, 1, brawl.
Zelo saying bow versus bow is actually his worst matchup. Perhaps EXO knows this.
Yeah,
Pulling out the
I can
counter
actually
picks.
see that. A lot of people do not like the mirror matchups, even with their main stuff. So Luxury opting for Katars here. Starting to try and pressure EXO down a little bit harder.
Bow just beating Zelo up though.
Luxury doing a good job of bringing this back though. We are actually very close.
Both players in red already.
And
Oh!
Luxury with a great ledge guard onto EXO.
Zelo had some weak edge guards yesterday, but I know
EXO,
he's
big
one of the
opportunity
best
to
edge
even it
guards
up
in the
here,
game.
and there's going to be the dare.
Ah, there it is.
And even 2 stocks, only 50 seconds into the game. We are playing
EXO
very
knows how to
fast.
edge guard. Both players do. Both players are very capable of getting some cool gimps, both with guitars, swords, and bow. Let's see if Zelo can stay alive in this game to go for a game 3 or not. It's looking really bad as he almost dies off the top to EXO's recovery.
EXO's just playing such an aggressive game right now.
Man, it's really working out for him too. He's just abusing his knowledge of the game and his really powerful mechanical abilities to just get in.
He's a very accurate player, and he rarely throws out a punishable move.
Yeah.
Right now,
Zelo's
2 stocks
just-
to 2 stocks, and that's
He's doing
big
really good
opportunity
to
for
stay
EXO. Not
even,
quite
though.
gonna get that though. And
That was a
Luxury,
chance
big
to kill
opportunity
here.
here. That's gonna be the dodge force. Not gonna turn it into anything though, and EXO can take total weapon control. The Nair
Wow,
will do
that'll
it for
kill.
EXO. And he's gonna keep the bow, not gonna opt for that sword. Luxury not gonna make anything happen with that mine, but ledge guard situation here, and there's a
Oh,
great
the dagger
dive
might
kick.
kill.
And the ground
That's it.
pound. That's evened up at 1 stock. Luxury in an advantageous situation here with the weapon control.
I really love watching players of this caliber because they actually manage to hit these edge guards without messing them up. They're so free. And it's really important that they don't, because as we saw in the game earlier today,
Ornamus
Stuff
missed
like
an
that.
opportunity, and it really cost him.
yeah,
And that one
Both
mistake was really
players-
game defining. Both
both
players right now
players
trying
just
to play
throwing
safe.
nairs and sares out like it's their job. Bow versus bow. Holy moly.
Luxury taking a slight HP lead right now. And getting a
Ooh.
nice weapon toss combo.
Breaking the pattern
EXO
up
bringing
for a
it
bit.
back though. Both players in
This
that
is a
red
really
HP
close
zone.
game. It's whoever finds the big move first. Either a signature or just racks up enough damage for side air to be killable. Oh, that
That
might.
Nair not
that's-
quite going to do it for Zaloxery. Exo
Another
playing
one
off
of
the
those.
ledge, playing very carefully, waiting for an opportunity to get something a little bit more safely. And there it is for him. There's a weapon. Not quite going to get that one, but he
Oh,
does get
no.
the sword into the weapon toss, and
He's
here's the
dead.
big ledge guard situation. Exo not going to get it, though.
Exo. That was a really good try, too. But Zelo just read it like a book. And now he's looking to get the edge guard on Exo. Exo's just doing everything he can to survive. He can't just go up on the stage normally or else he'll die to an instant Sair.
Zaloxery is going to
Exo
either
needs
really
a
almost
weapon.
need to chase him or
Oh,
let him
no.
recover here.
There's the
Just end
Sair.
this stalemate. And
Exo is just doing everything he can to get a weapon. He needs one if he wants to win this game.
we're just waiting for the weapon drop at this point is maybe.
Oh no.
But there's the
So intense.
landmine!
Oh, the ball!
Super good line toss from Zaloxery, and that's going to be 1-1.
Wow. Exo couldn't dodge through it, but I don't even know if it would have been enough.
And we are ready for game 3.
Heading straight to Thunder Guard.
3,
It was a great place for
Brawl.
sword gimps and guitar gimps alike. Whoa, very interesting start to this match. A drop down neutral air. Both players even in damage. And we're right back to this bow versus bow gameplay. Both players just trading completely evenly so far. Exo with a bit of a chance here. Zelo playing around it though, but he's dead. That's it.
That ledge
Exo
guard
even
game from
getting
Exo,
another
using the
Sair
combination of the dares and the Sairs both with the bow to just create a whole massive zone of control.
Zelo still needs a bit more damage before he can try for a kill.
Certainly a big advantage to Exo right now.
Oh no, Exo's building up the damage now, but Zelo finding the signature, that's pretty huge.
barely killing Exo too.
Exo already putting Zelo at deep orange though. Red now.
Exo gonna be looking for that knockout right now.
Coming very close to hitting a lot of kill moves.
The Nair
Wow.
will do it for Exo, and that's pretty much a full stock lead.
Zelo needs to hit some sort of crazy gimp or something. He's just quickly fallen so far behind.
Exo putting out a
Exo
lot
just-
of damage right now, just connecting with
Oh.
everything.
Moly. This is some pristine bow play from Exo. That ground pound almost finishing the game off. We might see a JV3 here.
Exo currently playing a perfect stock.
Zelo almost killing
Exo,
himself.
opportunity missed though. Didn't punish Zelo with his life there.
Oh
There's
my
gonna be the
gosh.
Sair, and here should be the game.
No,
Not
rip
quite.
JV3.
Exo doesn't quite get it. It doesn't quite get the perfect stock. But that
Close
will be the
enough,
game.
though.
That's 2-1 in favor of Exo.
Very convincing game 3 from Exo. He either just put the tryhard pants on or he figured something out in game 2 that really let him take hold of game 3. That was very impressive performance by Exo. That was insanely impressive. I know Exo is a god at this game, and I knew he was good at bow, but I didn't think he was that good. That was insane. Like he's just so good with bow, a lot better than I ever thought. he's like really just showing himself as a contender for best bow in the world over Zaloxery. So who do we have next?
We're getting word from Sloshula. I do think Slosh wants to do some kind of a giveaway, which we're going to sort out here in just a minute. And as we get the next game here...
Giveaway, boys.
Chewgum and Addy Mestic. We're going to get that set up here, but while he gets all that figured out, we're going to figure out a way to do the giveaway, and we're going to figure out the next game, I think, is Chewgum versus Addy. I'm just going to take a few minutes here, Orange Bee. I'm going to leave you on the mic here alone. We are set up in the room. I do need to go to the bathroom, though, really badly.
All right, good luck in there, fam.
Thanks, buddy.
All right,
when I get
so
back,
Addy
we'll
Mestic
do some kind of
Chewgum.
giveaway. Or if Sloshula figures something out beforehand.
All right. I don't know how to run a giveaway. All right, so this game is actually massive. This is potentially a game where the winner stays in the top 8 and the loser goes down. Chewgum, though, did have a pretty good performance against Stabrian, actually winning that game. Perhaps showing himself as a stronger contender than I initially expected. But Addy Mestic certainly needing this game if he doesn't want to get regulated. It is fairly early in the season, but games like these are the ones that are really important because both players have a shot at it. If Chewgum gets this, I think it's a pretty guarantee for him that he's going to get top 8. I'm saying this really early, and it's huge speculation at this point, but this is a pretty massive game for both players. Both of them should really want it. Ban's going underway already. In general, you need to meet a dev to get a meta dev. If you're getting a meta dev without meeting a dev, I don't know. It's not the same, you know. That being said, I totally have a meta dev and I've never met a dev before. Hypocritism, boys. Meet a dev. Frosty friend, the way you meet a dev that doesn't visit your country is you visit their country, you see. $500 plane ticket is a small price to pay for a meet a dev. Yes, it's hypocritism. Hypocriticism. It's where you criticize hippos. Orange piece cancer. Come on, man. Sloshula. Don't rig it, dude. Yeah, LDZ, no spamming. Yeah. The high hypocrite chance. Yep. Certainly rigged. We've been found out. Frosty, chill out, bud. By the way, hi, a wise owl. Remember me? Remember when you had to unban me from that Twitch channel? That was a fun time. Yes, I agree. We need to get some K-pop up in this. Unfortunately, I don't control the streams. Drop does, and he's in the bathroom. Wow, you guys hating on Berthan's K-pop. Alright. Welcome back, Drop.
Alright, and I am back.
Another giveaway later today. Ooh. So Addy going for the Azoth again, and Chugam actually randoming his Nash.
So, what do you think about this matchup as a Nash player?
3, 2,
Really, it
1.
comes down to Addy's axe spacing. We'll have to see, but I think Chugam has the advantage just in general matchup, but also a slight skill level. He's slightly better in my opinion, but this is really should be a close match. We'll see. If Addy plays axe like he did versus Dobrian, I think, or whoever he played against, crap. Like he did against Pickle Potatoes, there we go. I think he should do good.
Right now,
Unfortunately, he's not even finding any weapon right now.
Chugam doing a good job of controlling the map, but Addy has his axe now, still at orange before he gets it.
Yeah, it
Chugam
didn't even
unarmed
matter
right now,
that Addy
in a
didn't
little
have
bit in a little bit of trouble.
Wow.
Chugam will find that hammer though, and there's a nice dare from Chugam into the weapon toss. Not gonna find that side light, not gonna get punished for it either though, and both players at red. One of the next big hits could be really game-changing if these guys are able to make use of that stock advantage. And Addy just falling just short of a lot of these
Chugam playing
sares.
very passive.
And there's
Addy
Addy with a
finds this
nice Sare. And this is a big opportunity for Addy Mestic to take a substantial lead. Chugam's going to need to find this kill right away. And there's the side signature. Addy Mestic wasn't ready for that at all. Chugam gonna even it up
Addy
immediately.
waits the throw. But he
Addy
picks up the axe and instantly starts going to work.
Axe right away. Axe on spear. Chugam finding some nice strings. Addy firing back though. Very even so far.
This does look like a pretty even matchup. They're just trading hit after hit, really. Like, it's one for Addy, then one for Chugam, just over and over. It's still going on.
No one
Alright,
able to
Addy's
pull in a
next.
substantial lead. Chugam starting to find it though, getting his footing back a little bit. Looking for another one of those signatures, but Addy ready for him a little bit more this time.
Just like that, Addy evens it back up, and he has an edgeguard scenario, but nothing comes of it.
Yeah, both players are deep red, and we're in the exact same position as before, where the next person to hit with
A
the big
sig from
Sarah
either
sig.
player will kill. Addy looking for the side sig, but nothing coming of it. Ooh,
The side sig
sider
from Chugam
canceling out
gets
of this.
interrupted that time. Again, Chugam really fishing for one of those sigs, not quite able to get it. Addy Mestic doing a good job covering with that weapon toss. And there's another side signature from Chugam. And Addy Mestic.
Whenever Addy goes for that
Bounced a
falling
bit.
side air on axe, he's gonna get punished by the side sig. Unless, of course, he hits it. He's definitely hit a few already.
There's
like
one
right
of
there.
them. That's going to even it up again. One stock, dead even. Addy Mestic with the weapon advantage, and he is going to deny Chewgum. This is Addy on the bow. Chewgum going to find that spiky ball, though. And the health is
I feel like
just so
Chewgum
even.
really wants a spear in this matchup.
He is going to get 2 hammers in a row, though. Addy Mestic pressuring hard, and Chewgum does find that spear that he was probably wanting. Addy not able to turn the weapon throw into an unarmed combo. But he is going to pressure with that bomb. Not going to force a dodge or hit with it, though. And Chewgum, again, yeah, playing very passively, waiting for Addy to make mistakes like that, whiffing those side lights or side airs, and Addy really coming aggressively in at Chewgum here.
Chewgum is just missing all of his punishes, though, and Addy's quickly taking a large lead.
Is Addy in a very advantageous situation right now? This is his game to win, and that's a huge side air from Addy Mestic.
If Addy hits anything here, but he doesn't manage to get anything out
Gonna
of it.
opt to
But
pressure
still,
there too instead of denying the weapon, and Chewgum is with that hammer, which isn't what we think he wants.
Oh,
But
no.
the health is starting to even up. Chewgum with a great down signature.
Chewgum can kill really early with this hammer with a single side air or neutral air. Or a down sig at
Down
this point.
signature not going to connect this time, but also not going to get punished, and Chewgum just falling short of a lot of these signatures, and the stomp combo not going to connect.